A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Mimansa from the PG Cinematography department and I'll be taking you along through the events of the day. I would firstly like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you for the journey that lies ahead. I remember a year ago sitting in the same seats as you with equal amounts of nervousness and excitement within. I hope your time here teaches you to think outside the box and to reach for things beyond limits, because as Pablo Picasso once said, everything you can imagine is real. And now it's time to turn your dreams into reality. So, without further ado, let us embark on this extraordinary journey together where words shall dance, images shall sing, and stories shall breathe. LV Prasad, College of Media Studies, welcomes you all. As we all know, Tamil is the oldest language, and this program started with the Tamil Thai Valuthu. The essence of the Tamil Thai Valuthu is a beautiful anthem that praises our motherland, Tamil Nadu's grandeur. With united hearts, we salute her with passion. Let's rise to salute her.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிதொழுகும் சீராறும் பதனமென திகழ்படக கண்டமெனில் தெத்தளவும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு திரை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் வணங்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனே தமிழனே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Thanks, everyone. Next, to have an auspicious start to the program, I request Mr. P.C.Sreeram, Mr. K.L. Praveen, Mr. Sivaraman, Dr. Kavita Ganesh, and Mr. Rajkumar to light the lamp. I'm sorry, there's a correction. There's only Mr. K.L. Praveen, Mr. Sivaraman, Dr. Kavita Ganesh, and Mr. Rajkumar. Any student from the PG first year can you please come up and light the lamp? Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Before we dive into the next agenda, it is important to acknowledge the great contribution of one of the pioneers of the Indian cinema industry, Mr. L.V. Prasad Garu. His visionary approach and immense talent have left an indelible mark on the world of cinema. Mr. Prasad's films have captivated audiences for generations, showcasing the power of storytelling through the lens of the camera. In honor of Mr. L.V. Prasad Garu, we will be watching a video that encapsulates the brilliance of his work and his profound impact on Indian cinema. It serves as a reminder of the endless possibilities that lie before us as we embark on our journeys.
In the beginning, there was light and shadow. The early decades of the 20th century silently unleashed the magic prowess of cinema, which attracted and held masses in its fold. While many became curious spectators and addicted to this magic, one teenager from a remote village in Andhra Pradesh aspired to become an active part of the burgeoning invention. Akkineni Lakshmi Varaprasad Rao followed the path of cinema laid from its silent era. Born into an agriculturist's family, he grew up in rural traditions. Amazingly, he created world-class facilities to filmmakers.
But since I am very much interested in acting, so I thought why not I go to Bombay, the center of films, and become like Eddie Polo, a hero. And without leaving my wife and a young child, I took calmly 100 rupees from my house, and that night I left. That is December 29, and landed in 1st January. I am on streets. I do not know what to do. The Kohinoor Film Company was very popular then. I used to stand at the doors, and doors that the Pathans may not allow me. I used to watch the shooting through that tin holes. There was a tailor shop is there. He has been watching me from the beginning, and he called me. Then he heard my stories. Don't worry, my boy, you stay here in my shop. I will recommend you to some of these people. At the same time, I am helping him. He used to go away in the evenings. I used to clean the shop. And some of these heroes used to come there and get their clothes stitched.
He used to be charmed by the stars and was dreaming of himself becoming a star. He acted in the first ever Indian talkie, Alamara, in a small role. H.M. Reddy cast him in Bhakta Prahlada, the first Telugu talkie, as well as Kalidas, the first Tamil talkie in 1931. When there was no activity, he worked as errand boy in film producing companies. He was a gatekeeper of Dreamland Theatre for some time. It is this very theatre that celebrated the golden jubilee of his film Khilona. In the 50s, a new banner and a new life to Prasad, Vijaya Productions was born. Prasad became the director of their maiden movie, Shaukar. Ilavelpu posed a great challenge. When he made this film in Hindi, he had problems in making stars accept a similar role. And it was only Raj Kapoor and Meena Kumari who finally condescended to do the roles.
मैंने प्रसाद जी की एक दूसरी फिल्म की जिसका नाम था मिलन. पवन करे शोर,
पवन करे शोर.
अरे बाबा शोर नहीं, शोर शोर शोर.
पवन करे शोर.
हाँ, जिया रे झूमे ऐसे जैसे बनमाना चे मोर.
Adopting South Indian stories to the north or vice versa, Prasad took care to see that the classical music of their region was used predominantly.
மலர்கள் நனைந்தன பனியாலே என்
के लिए देखने के लिए सत्यम में गए, प्रसाद जी ने कहा था देखने के लिए वहाँ, और हमको बहुत ही अच्छी लगी पिक्चर। वहीं सत्यम से ही मैंने फ़ोन किया प्रसाद जी को और मैंने कहा प्रसाद जी आपको तो मुबारकबाद देनी चाहिए, पिक्चर बहुत गजब की है और आपका जिगरा और आपकी ताकत और आपकी रिस्क लिया कि नया लड़का नया लड़की कमला हसन रति अग्निहोत्री को लेकर के पिक्चर बनाई है और ये पिक्चर मेमोरेबल है।
In 1982, Sri L.V. Prasad was honored with the coveted Dada Saheb Phalke Award. A great savant was given his due, so richly deserved.
Awards came his way, and he chaired a number of jury sessions as the man went on to reach the pinnacle of glory. The news of his death made headlines, even as the industry lost its mentor and guide. Prasad laboratories today stand as examples of an individual's dedication and commitment to the cause of cinema. Every paisa that he earned was channeled into filmmaking, even as the facilities that he created prove. This is evident in the L.V. Prasad Eye Institute that he created in Hyderabad. He had once remarked, "It is through the eyes that people have seen me on the screen and contributed to my growth. I am repaying them by trying to take care of their eyes."
You have entered this industry as a pioneer when you just finished your teens. You have come up the rungs in the industry. You have been an actor, a producer, a director, a distributor and whatnot. But of all of these, which really is your first love?
Can I tell you the fact?
Yes.
Acting.
என் காதல்ல பிறந்தவன் தான்டா நீ ஃபூல். இந்த காதலை தடுக்காத. இது தெய்வம் நிர்ணயம் பண்ணது.
I now request Dr. Kavita Ganesh to come up and give a speech. But before that, I would like to introduce her. So Dr. Kavita Ganesh holds a bachelor's degree in visual communication and a master's in communication and journalism. She earned her master's in philosophy, specializing in film studies. Her highly commended doctoral studies focused on advertising and electronic media. Dr. Kavita Ganesh's holistic experience in academics, research, and management of the education ecosystem is truly commendable. As a devoted advocate for academic excellence, she has led accreditation committees to ensure quality assessment and set high standards for academic programs. Having specialized in various mediums, including cinema, advertising, television production, journalism, electronic media, and digital technology, Dr. Kavita has been a driving force in integrating communication and media studies into the academic framework. Her learner-centric pedagogy has led to the introduction of several media-related graduate and master's programs. Moreover, she has received recognitions such as the highest faculty award for innovative methodology and a certificate of appreciation from Harvard University for her exceptional mentoring and media technology and education research projects of Asian countries. Beyond her professional recognition, Dr. Kavita Ganesh's passion for academia continues to inspire her. She believes in the constant need for new and improved formulas to strike a chord. Dr. Kavita Ganesh's contribution to media education and her relentless pursuit of academic excellence make her a true pioneer in this field. Let us salute her achievements and look forward to the positive impact she will undoubtedly continue to create in the world of media and communication. Now, I cordially invite Dr. Kavita Ganesh to grace this gathering and deliver the welcome address. Her presence and words of wisdom will undoubtedly ignite our spirits and set the tone for an event filled with inspiration and knowledge. I invite our chief guest, Mr. K.L. Praveen, our CEO, Dr. Kavita Ganesh, and our registrar, Mr. Rajkumar, to the stage.
Can you take these? Thank you, Vimansa. That's very nice, kind words. A very good morning to one and all present here. Today is a very special day, a very new day for us as it unfolds. These young minds who have come in here with all their dreams and aspirations. We feel really bundled with a lot of sparkling energy when see you all here with waiting to make your career and set your mark as great filmmakers of tomorrow. I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all for this beautiful morning event. This educational space is a dream envisaged by a mentor, late L.V. Prasad, a pioneer in Indian cinema. To put it in words, I did not have many opportunities to study and learn the technical aspects of filmmaking, and his words of concern saw light as Mr. Ramesh Prasadji carried his legacy and chiseled this institution to provide formal education in media industry. Today, the baton is very ably carried forward by our directors, Mr. Sai Prasad and Mrs. Kavita Prasad, who have embarked this journey to impart quality education. It's my great pride and honor, and I take it as a privilege, to introduce a craftsman who has seamlessly woven tales on the silver screen, the illustrious artist, Mr. K.L. Praveen, who has agreed and who is being here with us as the guest of honor to share his words of wisdom to the young aspirants who are coming today. I take it as an honor to introduce him to you this August gathering. A career journey that started with humble beginnings, Mr. Praveen was a part-time video editor collaborating alongside his father within the production department of Enadu Television. His initial days in the world of editing saw him meticulously refining Telugu news broadcast and the intricate narratives of soap operas, solidifying his foundation in the world of visual storytelling. This early experience not only built his technical skills, but also ignited an intense passion for the art of editing. A significant turning point arrived when he had the privilege of working under the guidance of the renowned filmmaker Balu Mahendra, contributing to the television series Kadai Neram. This exposure acted as a springboard, guiding him to the world of feature films, where his collaboration with P.C.Sreeram yielded remarkable results. Their creative partnership flourished in the world of Tamil cinema, with contributions that grace the directorial endeavors of masters like Venkat Prabhu. In a career spanning numerous milestones, Mr. K.L. Praveen has been an integral part of shaping the visual narratives of over 100 films, embracing the languages of Tamil, Telugu, and more. Notably, Tamil film marks his 100th film as an editor. Noteworthy among his achievements is the prestigious National Film Award for Best Editing in 2011 for the Tamil movie Aranya Gandam. He also received the Tamil Nadu State Award for Best Editor in 2008, an honor that he shared with his creative partner, for the exceptional work in the film Saroja, which captured the essence of their collaborative brilliance. As we embark on this insightful journey today, I think there is a lot to be inspired and to draw from this person he's clearly engraved and marked his own path into the film industry. And all the 2023 batch of students who have come in here are going to be truly inspired by having a person like this to ignite and start the year for you today. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of LV Prasad College of Media Studies. It's truly an honor to have you here. You really set an example to show the aspirants that if there is something that you put in your heart, mind, and way to it, no beginning is small, and every beginning is just going to be the start of a new era for you yourself in your life, and you're going to be an inspiration like this to somebody else in few more years to come. And I would be glad to have us introduce our alumni then as great filmmakers and people set their mark in this industry. So welcome you, sir. Thanks for being here with us. I'd like to welcome Mr. M.K. Prasad, sir. Is he? Okay. He's here. The director of our institution, who has been a great guiding force and support for us in bringing up this institution and building it into a space that's going to be nourished. As we take pride in stepping into the new academic year, we realize there's been a set of artisans who have been dedicatedly carving the sculptures with values, knowledge, wisdom, and dreams, which are transferred into our hands today for seeing them come alive as great filmmakers. Dear parents, you are certainly our valuable guest, and we are sure to give all the best that we can in shaping your children to excel in future. Welcome, dear parents. I sincerely welcome the dearest students of the batch of 2023. Our dear students, all I want to say is the next few years of your stay with us is going to set and embark a very significant journey in your lives and in the history of this institution too. Filmmaking is an art that extends as far as you set your horizons to. So explore, experiment, and enjoy making your kind of cinema. This is your institution, set to function for you to excel. We welcome you all, our very dear students, with the heart and arms kept open. Come in and relish and grow along with us. Welcome, dear students. I very sincerely welcome all the members of the management, the heads of the department, faculty, non-teaching, teaching, members of the outreach program, outreach and marketing department, who have all worked towards the success of this event. It's success of this event, and it's my real pride and privilege to introduce the core team of this institution that's going to be serving you during this period of learning. Students, you're truly fortunate to be mentored and guided by well-acclaimed and experienced academicians and the heads of your department to be there, who is going to be along with you in shaping your career here. I request the head of the departments to just come up on stage, and because you are going to have a time with them in the afternoon, I would like to just introduce them so that the parents can also have a look at them. Mr. Venkatesh, the head of the sound and recording department. Ms. Lata Murugan, the head of the direction department. Mr. Palnivel, head of the editing department. Mr. Madhyalagan, head of the cinematography department. We also have Mr. John, who will be doing the screenwriting for you, a renowned scriptwriter. Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Rajkumar, the registrar of the college, who has worked towards the process setting and the systemizing for the smooth operations of the academic process. Mr. Rajkumar. I'd like to introduce Mr. Shiraz Ahmed, the Director for Students' Welfare. Sorry. He said to come here. Okay. The Director for Students' Welfare. He would be the voice for you to express and to put forth all that you need, more and beyond, personally as well as from the academic front. Last but not the least, my pleasure is to introduce Mr. Ravichandran. He's the outreach and the marketing head. He's not here with us, but I would like to introduce him and the team, thank him and the team for being the facilitators for having your entry a smooth process here. With this brief introductory note, I welcome you all once again for this beautiful journey where you're going to unleash your passion as you turn the new leaf of your life. Welcome you all.
We would now like to play a small video about Mr. K.L. Praveen.
ஆமா நீங்க என்ன கேங்ஸ்டரா நீங்க?
யாரா அந்த கபாலி? வர சொல்றா அவன.
தமிழ் படங்களை எங்க மறந்து வச்சுக்கிட்டு மியூசியம் முறுக்கிக்கிட்டு லுங்கி கட்டிக்கிட்டு நம்பி யாரு ஏ கபாலி அப்படின்னு சொன்ன உடனே குனிஞ்சி சொல்லுங்க எஜுமா அப்படி வந்து நிப்பானே அந்த மாதிரி கபாலி நினைச்சியாடா? கபாலிடா.
I would now like to request Mr. Rajkumar, Mr. K.L. Praveen, Dr. Kavita Ganesh, and Mr. M.K. Prasad on the stage, please. I request Mr. M.K. Prasad to felicitate Mr. K.L. Praveen with the token of appreciation. I request Mr. K.L. Praveen to come up and speak a few words.
Good morning, everyone. It feels really good to be here. I feel a lot more younger now looking at you guys. So first of all, I'm sure I don't want to talk too much about my history, but I would like to tell you more about my learnings along this career path that I've chosen. And I would also like it to be interactive if anyone of you want to ask me any kind of questions. I feel a lot more better if you guys ask me something. So first of all, my suggestion or advice, however you take it, as filmmakers, as people, as creative thinkers, I would firstly tell you to lose your fear of expression. So what is your fear of expression? How do you express your art? You can be a filmmaker, you can be a director, you can be an editor, you can be a cameraman, but only if you explain in any language that you prefer, only if you can explain the art that you are making, then the other person will appreciate the art. So first of all, please lose that. As students, I've seen a lot of it happening across every film school that I've visited, or even as as my assistants that I see. Everyone I tell, whatever I tell them, they still lose out on that part. So the creativeness that you have, it's inborn. No one can disturb that. But if you don't express what you're trying to tell, you lose out a lot on that part. So please take care of that, and you'll be good at whatever craft that you've chosen. So that's one thing that I want to tell you guys. Back then, when I started in '95, my English was so bad that I used to fear when credit card companies used to call for, the dues or whatever. So the reason why I'm saying this is language is very important in terms of communication for you guys. So my language developed quite a bit. After I started reading newspapers, I used to note down by every letter that I didn't note. I took up a dictionary and I used to learn meanings for it. That's how I started off. The reason why I'm coming there is, as an editor, if I don't tell why I did a certain cut to my director or to my producer, if I can't tell why, what is the psychology behind it, or what is the intention of having a cut, then they will not be convinced of my work or my art. For an example, I believe there are a lot of Rajnikant fans here. Rajni sir is a great artist, obviously. So that was my first, film with Rajni sir, and the combination was with Pa Ranjit, who was a relatively new filmmaker back then. He made 2 films. So the whole country was surprised why Rajni sir gave him a film. Rajni sir wasn't working with newcomers back then. And we had that, that intention, and everyone was like waiting for the film itself. So the film had a different tone in terms of what you saw here is quite action-packed, but the film actually is a slow-paced film. But this is the teaser that you guys saw. That we had a different version of the trailer also. So I convinced Ranjit that everyone should wake up when they see the teaser. And also, Rajni sir, as an actor, I mean, he's a commercial hero and all that, but there's an inbound amazing actor performance that he has done has been so long. No one has extracted that from him. So that's where the dialogue comes in. When he says, "I've come back after 20 years." As an actor, that is the psychology behind that cut, and the reason why it was commercially cut was also because the film is a slow-paced film. The business or the marketing or the industry has to wake up for this film, and that's how the teaser actually got about. After the teaser, the film got about 300 crores business. So, thank you. And it was, until 5 or 6 years ago, it was the most viewed teaser in India. The reason is not because I did it, but I'm saying this because you have to have a lot of psychology behind whatever you do, your craft, and you have to think twice before you deliver something today, because everyone's like at the snap of this thing, your social media can like bring you down and take you up. So please be careful about that as well. And if there's anything else that you guys want to ask me, please feel free. I would like to interact more with you guys. Technically, yes, but craft-wise, I think there's a lot more, and I would also like to talk about LV Prasad. I've been here. I've taught a lot of, I've taken a lot of workshops. I've picked up few of my assistants. Satyaraj, who did Super Deluxe. I'm sure you guys, a lot of people would have watched it. He's from here. Few people, and so students from LV Prasad are always well-trained, disciplined, and they know the craft much better than the other film students. So that is an assurance that I can give you. And they have one of the best film libraries. They have one of the best library in terms of books about films. So please make sure that you guys go through the entire whatever they built for you. I'm sure you're 50% there already if you go through their curriculum. Anyone?
Morning. Nice to see you. So, sir, this is like a general question. You have been like as an editor for like past 15 years, I would say so, and you would have definitely seen many ups and downs in your career. So, how do you?
That's part of our life, no?
Yeah,
Any career.
yeah, yeah. So, I just wanted to ask you, like, how do you keep motivating yourself through all of this? Like, yeah.
For me, I think I'm a third generation guy into films. The grandfather was into films, my father was into films. That was one of the reasons why I never wanted to get into films. I went to Singapore for that. I was at the Discovery Channel for a while, but then it's in the genes, so I came back. But how do I keep motivated? By watching films. See, for an example, when I watched Andhadhun, I thought myself, why couldn't I write a script like that? Why can't I edit like that? Why can't a screenplay? Why can't I think in terms of that kind of screenplay? So that's how the films make you think. Films make you a better person. So.
Very good morning, sir. It's so nice to see you. So this may stray a bit away from filmmaking. What I wanted to ask you is that you obviously work with a team. I'm not sure of the size of it on a commercial level. But so when you work with someone, what kind of dynamics do you look for in a team member? How do you look to gel with them? What are the key aspects that you look for in a person or as a filmmaker?
Apart from the technical aspect, I look at their confidence and their patience. So as filmmakers, we need a lot of patience because nothing is under your control. Okay, and you are dependent on several departments to come together to make your film. So if you don't have patience, no, then you lose out quite a bit. And we have seen filmmakers going out of the industry because of their anger or patience. And what else do I look at? I definitely look at their technical abilities and their confidence level, because I can't be there in and out for every film that I'm working on. So my assistants are more interacting with the directors and producers or so if they can communicate well, if they can convey what I am intending for the film, I think that's good enough for me.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day.
Your language is very important, so please keep a tab on that as well. I'm sure most of you are, well equipped. Back then, we didn't have so much of, resources or film schools, and I should really appreciate. I've never seen a film school that has a student welfare. This is the first time I'm hearing it.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
It's nice to meet you. Could you share your experience working in Aranya Gandam with B.L. Srikanth, sir?
NB Srikanth.
NB Srikanth, sir.
Sure. So that was my second film as narration. After Chennai 28, that was my first film. And I was, like I said, I didn't want to come into films. Chennai 28 just happened as a holiday thing for me. I came from Singapore, took a 2-month break from my work there. Came here because Venkat Prabhu is a good friend. I said I'll edit that for him, and I went back to Singapore. Then S.P.B. Charan, who is the producer of the film, Mr. S.P.B. Balasubramaniam's son. So he called me and said, I heard a great script. Can you please fly down and hear it? That's how I heard the script. And when I first heard the script, it had much more it was much more violent, and in terms of language, much more coarse. Oh, I asked Charan, are you sure you want to make this film? And he believed in the film more than the director and everyone else. That's how it happened. For Arne Gandam, way when I was a partner with Srikanth, we had a pact wherein he would do the initial cut and then I will do the final cut, or the other way around for one of the films that he is editing. Oh, it was always, always had a QC check wherein after he edits, I take over and I say, okay, this is wrong, this is right. The same thing was happening for a film that I would edit. Oh, and usually we don't mix films between us, but the QC check will be done by the other partner. So that's how we did that. Specifically for Arne Gandam, it was done by me, and Satyaraj, who did Super Deluxe, was my first assistant for that. And he did a great job, better than me, because he spent a lot more time with the director. And Srikanth did the QC check. In fact, that film took us 8 months to edit, one of the longest in my career.
Hello, sir. I have a question for you. First of all, nice to meet you. For so many years in Tamil industry, we got various movies which are not really structurally challenging. But yeah, so now recently you edited Manade. It was structurally very challenging and it is very new. So how do you see the future screenplays of maybe our Tamil cinema generally? Are you getting scripts which are structurally challenging and which are challenging for editors, and that can be that can change, add another dimension to the industry?
Of course, of course. Great question, actually. Yes, definitely. A lot more people are experimenting today in terms of the screenplay structure, in terms of how they present their film. Definitely, after Manadu, there's a lot more scripts that have come along my way that had a similar concept, which needed more as an editor, as an input as an editor. Yes, in the future, what I see is it is going to get a little more complex in terms of screenplay structure, because today we have AI generating. I can generate a script in 30 seconds, including dialogues. Basically, prompt-based edit will come, prompt-based screenplay structures will come, AI-based songs will come, AI-based everything. You can imagine the world. So yes, the future is going to be a little more challenging than what it is, but I'm sure we all can adapt. And I would request all of you to be please aware that AI, artificial intelligence, is definitely going to be there, and your integration into artificial intelligence must be there. If you're not, you'll be left out. Oh, which is a module that I was just telling Kavita Madam as well, so that we should include that in every film school. And I am actually developing something for Ramoji Film City, which once we are done, I'll bring it to your, your institution as well. But please start working on that. Today I can do an edit that would take me 3 days. I can deliver that in 1 hour with AI integration. So that's how fast it is changing. Oh, you guys should know the basics of filmmaking, at the same time the technology aspects of filmmaking as well. So please don't miss out on that. Thank you for your question. Anything, please feel free. And also learning other languages may be good for you as a filmmaker, because the industry has become one now. It is no more Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam. Any film can cross any boundaries. As you can see, Kantara would have made so much of business, not because of the language, but because of the culture element in it. So people are much more receptible. Your audiences are much more educated now. So start making films in any language that you want, but also please be aware that you should know the language perfectly well. So that is also important. For direction students and editing students, I would like to recommend a book that changed my perspective towards film editing, and it is important that you guys should read that book. It's called In the Blink of an Eye by Walter Murk. Okay, Walter Murk is friends with George Lucas and Spielberg. They were roommates. So he's an amazing sound designer turned editor, and he gives you a great perspective about film editing and directing also. If you can read that book, it will be super. Anyone else? And the library has the book, I know that. There's another documentary as well, which I think it's also here. I'll send it to Sir. So even that gives you a great perspective about film editing.
Good morning, sir. I have a question. You're a film editor, so like any big tip for film editors, and how do you approach when you start a film, like editing? How do you start editing a film?
See, usually after I get a narration first, without getting a narration, I don't accept any projects. So that's a compulsory thing that I do. And after I get the narration, I take the script book and I time it. So time the scenes. For an example, if it's a one page, and there's not much action in it. It's just talking heads. So that's about 45 seconds to 1 minute, depending on the language again. So that's how I time it, and I give my producers and directors what is the rough estimate of the film's length would be, and then if need be, we cut it down in the even before they go for shoot itself. There are a few instances where we have removed entire chunks from the script itself, even before they went for shoot. So that saves a lot of money for the producers, a lot of energy for the actors, and a lot of shoot dates for the director as well. After that comes in, after the rushes come in, I recommend spot editing, which is basically we start editing from at the shoot itself. I'll have one of my assistants editing it, and I get inputs from them on WhatsApp every day on a day-to-day basis. I watch it. If there's any correction, we tell the directors immediately. So they can either reshoot, or if they have to correct it, they'll correct it the next day itself. Once that is done, once the shoot is done, the director will come and he'll do a first cut with one of my associates. Once that is done, I go in, I do one version for the dubbing. After dubbing, we do the final process. So that's the simpler version of it, but it's a little more complicated once you get it. But it's easy. You can learn.
Good morning, sir. So, uh, yeah, I'm not sure how to phrase this question correctly, but I recently learned that one of the advantages the editor has is, they are free from the logistics part of the production, and it's easy for them to uh, be very objective about choosing a particular scene over multiple of scenes. And I just wanted to ask, once you familiarize yourself with the material, how do you see it from, is there a particular way that you use to see it from an outside perspective so that it's, easy for you to choose a cut instead of being emotionally attached to it? And the second question that I have is there any particular film in which you look back and think, okay, I would have made the cut differently now? Can you give us an example? Thank you.
Any film, sorry, if I'll answer your second question first. Any film that I edit, when I look back, I feel I should have done it better. Without that learning, I don't think I could have survived so much. So that's always there. And but the improvisation comes with your technology, also, the knowledge or the experience that I've gained. Again, if you give me Chennai 28 Part 1, which was my first film, I would have completely cut it in a different way today. So it is also about what does that particular era, what does that particular year need, what is the need, or how to cut. See, I was a lot more, my edits were a lot more gimmicky when I started off, because at that point of time, that was the trend. But today I lean towards more narrative storytelling, which is, don't be gimmicky unless the script demands it. Back then it wasn't that. Back then, establish yourself first, try and beat the trend. That's how it is. And going back to your first question, yes, I never go to my film shoots, because I have a fear that I'll get attached to the rushes. If I had seen what they've shot on location, I might have an inclination towards that particular scene or shot. I go to shoots only if there's anything technically needed. If they're like shooting something, with a robo arm or something that people there don't know. So we read about it and then we go there and suggest what we know. So that's one thing. Emotionally getting attached, that part should not be there for an editor, because you have to be as ruthless as you can be. End of the day, if you don't, that's part of your job. If you don't do it, yes, you will lose out. The recent example would be, I don't know how many people watched Varisu in Tamil. It's Vijay Sir's film, who's a big star here. We took out an entire subplot. Kushbu ma'am, who's another famous actress over here in Tamil Nadu. We took out an entire chunk, which was about 35 minutes, and we kept it aside because the film didn't need the plot, although it was short. They had spent about close to 10 to 12 crores on it. But if we had that in that film, the film would have flopped. Is what my personal opinion was, and I fought for it with the director. End of the day, we convinced the director, because they are more attached. They would have traveled with the script for 3 to 4 years. You're not. It's their baby, yes, definitely. But if you're not being objective towards what you're doing, then yes, you lose out. So never be that. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone, and hope to work with all of you at some point. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was truly an enriching talk. I would now like to request Mr. Palnivel, our HOD of editing. As an editor, he has been primarily in the film industry for the last 32 years. He has edited nearly 60 feature films in Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, and English. He has also worked in documentaries, short films, few commercials, film trailers, teasers, promotional videos, animation films, TV serials, game shows, etc. He was awarded the Best Editor for the Tamil film Kilakku Chimaye, presented by Ajanta Fine Arts in 1993. I would now request him to present the vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Hi, all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita Ganesh, for the opportunity. It's a lovely day indeed. It gives me immense pleasure to thank our guest of honor, Mr. K.L. Praveen, for his presence and valuable time to motivate the fellow filmmaking aspirants of L.V. Prasad College of Media Studies. Sir, be it your debutant sixer, Chennai 28, or your hard-hitting Aranyagandam, Mangata, Biryani, Madras, Kabali, and not to exclude the recent blockbuster Varis. Your work has stood out frame by frame. Your cut patterns are quite unique and exemplary, which mesmerize each one of us. Your films are of great curricular value to the students. Thanks a lot, sir. And this forum wouldn't have been possible by none other than our founder, Mr. L.V. Prasad sir, and now Mr. Sai Prasad sir and Mrs. Kavita Prasad ma'am, taking it forward towards the goal. We are extremely delighted to be a minor part of our exemplary vision in shaping the filmmaking aspirants like 24 frames perfect. Thank you, Sai Prasad sir. Thank you, Kavita Prasad ma'am, and for your gracious presence, and our heartfelt thanks to Mr. M.K. Prasad sir. Thank you all respected parents, aspiring students, and their supporting family members for making this event more memorable. Last but not the least, any dais would not be crowned this better without the support of my fellow colleagues of L.V. Prasad College of Media Studies. I wholeheartedly thank Dr. Kavita Ganesh, CEO and Director of Academics, all department HODs, Mr. Shiraz Ahmed handling student welfare, Mr. Rajkumar, our registrar, Mr. Ravichandra Gopal Rao, the business outreach head, and his enthusiastic and energetic team. And thanks to all our dedicated faculties, hardworking staff, and the entire team of L.V. Prasad College of Media Studies for making this happen. And to conclude, a few words to our fellow students. From the vision of our founder, Mr. L.V. Prasad sir, find yourself, learn yourself, refine yourself, and prove yourself with education for transformation. Get your mind transformed and also your career status through education. Have a great future ahead and our best wishes. Thank you all again.
There is tea served outside. And for all the new LV Prasad students, we request you to please assemble outside the LV Prasad board on your right for a group photograph. Only the new students. We'll meet here again at 11:30.
check.
We would like to welcome our chief guest for this afternoon, Mr. P.C.Sreeram. It is an honor to have you here with us, sir. I would request our CEO, Dr. Kavita Ganesh, to please come for the welcome address.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. A warm welcome to this enriching conversation session to be held today. It's with immense pride and reverence I introduce Mr. P.C.Sreeram, the craftsman whose artistic brilliance has illuminated the cinematic world and forever transformed the way we perceive and experience films. In the realm of filmmaking, where light and shadow get together to craft narratives that resonate with the human soul, the role of a cinematographer is like that of a painter, like painting capturing visual tales that transport audiences into the world of imagination. And in this world, Mr. P.C.Sreeram has risen as an unparalleled magician. With a career that spans decades, from timeless classics like Nayak Maunaragam to iconic films like Gentleman, Mudalvan, Satya, and modern gems like Kanathil Muttamital and OK Kanmani. Mr. P.C.Sreeram has redefined the way we perceive visual storytelling. His journey began with a natural craze for capturing life's moments through the lens, and over the years, it evolved into a magnificent work that continues to captivate, inspire, and invoke profound emotions. From his earliest projects to his most recent endeavors, Mr. Sreeram's body of work is an example to his unparalleled mastery of the art in cinematography. In the ever evolving world of cinematic storytelling, few individuals possess the ability to wield the camera as a brush and the screen as a canvas, crafting images that etch themselves into our collective memory. Mr. Sreeram's name stands synonymous with the visual poetry. His every frame is a masterpiece that conveys a lot without uttering a single word. Beyond his technical prowess, Mr. Sreeram's ability to breathe life into stories, to infuse every frame with the emotion and meaning, sets him apart as a true maestro. His work is a symphony of light, color, and emotion, painting narratives that linger in the minds and hearts of viewers long after the credits roll. Over the years, Mr. Sreeram has been recognized with numerous awards, including National Film Awards, Filmfare Awards, and many more. His impact on Indian cinema goes beyond his individual projects. He has contributed to the evolution of visual storytelling techniques and has mentored many aspiring cinematographers. Through his lens, he not only captures the visual grandeur of the subjects, but also conveys the intricate nuances of human emotions. As we get into this enriching session, I encourage each one of you to embrace the wisdom and insights that Mr. Sreeram can graciously impart. His journey from the nascent days of exploring his craft to becoming an icon in the world of cinematography serves as an inspiration to us all, and it reminds us of the power of dedication, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of artistic excellence. I wholeheartedly welcome you on behalf of LVPCMS. Welcome you, sir. This session is to be conducted by Mr. Shivram, the former General Manager of Prasad Film Labs. He has a long decades of growing and serving this organization. I welcome you, sir, to his dais, and I request Vimansha to give a brief introduction on Mr. Shivram. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. As we are moving forward again, it's an absolute privilege to stand before you and share the remarkable journey of a true pioneer in the Indian film industry, Mr. S. Sivaraman. With a career spanning over 5 decades from the era of black and white to the advent of cutting-edge digital technology. Born on January 14, 1945, Mr. Sivaraman's passion for both science and art led him to pursue a degree in physics. His thirst for knowledge, however, didn't end there. He graduated from the esteemed Film and Television Institute in Tamil Nadu, a stepping stone that laid the foundation for his illustrious career. Starting as a trainee supervisor in the black and white section at famous Cine Labs Bombay in 1970, Mr. Sivaraman quickly proved his mettle, independently grading numerous black and white newsreels for the films division. His brilliance and dedication saw him rise through the ranks, eventually becoming a supervisor come grader in the color department. In 1976, he took up the role of lab manager come lecturer in the prestigious Film and Television Institute in Pune, where he imparted his invaluable knowledge to budding cinematography students. Mr. Sivaraman's teaching prowess, combined with his technical expertise, shaped the careers of many aspiring filmmakers. His most significant contribution came during his 43-year tenure at Prasad Film Laboratories in Chennai as chief supervisor cum grader and later general manager. He was instrumental in introducing groundbreaking technologies to the Indian film industry. Under his leadership, the lab successfully implemented the additive system of color printing, 70 release printing technology with 6-track stereophonic sound, and the processing of Dolby SR, Dolby Digital, and DTC. His expertise was sought worldwide, and he attended numerous international conferences and workshops representing India's cinema technology advancements. From Berlin to Hollywood, Mr. Sivaraman shared his knowledge and gained insights into the latest developments in the film domain. Beyond his technical achievements, Mr. Sivaraman's dedication to education and nurturing talent is commendable. He served on academic councils and curriculum committees for esteemed film institutions, guiding and shaping the next generation of filmmakers. His contributions have not gone unnoticed as he received numerous awards, including the prestigious Scroll of Honor from the South Indian Cinematographers Association, and his team won 21 national awards for film processing excellence for Prasad Labs. We welcome you, sir, and I would request Mr. Sivaraman and Mr. P.C.Sreeram to please come up on stage. Okay. I would now request Mr. M.K. Prasad to kindly give our chief guest the token of appreciation. Thank you, sir. The floor is yours now.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. It's really, I feel it's a privilege to be with PC, as is called. There are people who made excellence in academic studies and made it big or successful in their career. But education in university and getting big grade is one way of becoming successful. But there is no guarantee that you will be successful if you are a grade 1 or you are a distinction in a university. Especially in the film field, what you need is the drive and passion. There are many examples I can cite from many industries. For example, Steve Jobs, the CEO, of course he is no more, so he dropped out of college. Such a genius who later designed the Apple computer, Apple phones, what you all hold it in your hand as a pride possession, is a school dropout. So he went to college, he said, this is not my calling. He was interested in calligraphy, the art of writing with pen beautifully. So that is his calling. He quit the college and concentrated on that. He is the man who designed the typeset for Apple computer. So that's what he did. Also, there are other people in different walks of life who achieved, like our in the political line, comrades. He never studied that big way, but he was a genius in political science. At one point of time, he was called a kingmaker, who decides who should become the prime minister, who should become the chief minister. You know, that kind of power he achieved. Like that, there are many who can cite, who have become big by the drive in them, their passion in the area they wanted to become someone. Similar way, Mr. P.C., he used to openly tell, he never interested in studies. You know, he said, no, writing exams, oh, I hate to do that. Then scoring marks, no, I don't want all those. So his family is worried, what is this boy doing? But then later, he joined Film Institute where I studied. So even there, he was not too keen to continue there also. Suddenly one day he realized, yes, this is the place and this is my calling. Then he started studying. His studies started there, not in the school, not even in the college, but he started reading the big masters, and then he gained confidence, and then he said, yeah, this is what I want to do. Then P.C.Sreeram made it big in industry because of his passion for photography and cinematography. Just a minute.
Thank you, sir. The lack of interest in education is different from what it is today and what it was before. Don't take it parallelly and think you have to be a rebel. You don't have to be a rebel because world has changed drastically and you don't have to fight against anything. But there is another fight which is there in everybody. The fight I had was to defy everything which I was not comfortable with. Suddenly I see today the world full of knowledge. This is what I wanted. Knowledge should be for everybody. It's not confined to one or two people. Photography should be not confined to the privileged. It should be confined. It should be spread all over. There's no secret in photography. Why I am saying all these things is digital has changed a lot. In film, there was a time when there was a bourgeois movement by a lot of people, which is very stupid because I felt by hiding certain basics from others, you don't become a master. When you let it go, then only you become a master. And it's free as available to every human being to apply it on his own. It's not a sole propriety of anybody. Why I'm saying this, there were days when basic lenses were not available. While shooting on film, the lens quality is very important. And we were all very, looking back, a lot of people were very primitive in their thoughts, like shooting in Ooty will be very good colors, not understanding the coating of the lens. Very stupid, because, but you can't tell you because it's out of, they are talking out of ignorance, and that's because of so many other factors. Shivaraman will know only the Ooty schedule will look different and the rest will look ugly. Ugly means color calibration will go for a toss. That was a time when that small space of time was there, and it was utilized by people who had the privilege of doing things which they could bring out the best in them and not others could get it, okay? But things changed later when the basics of lens became common to everybody. Everything, everybody should have the same quality of lens, same quality of camera, everybody is the same. Nobody is given any speciality. I don't believe in that. I believe in the freedom of art. I defy any art form. I will break all the rules. I will do anything, but I have the freedom to break the law. At the same time, I will stand up for my fellow cinematographer who has been denied anything to be given. Because it's only a tool. What he creates is what is art. To me, the project I used to dream about is something I was living in my own world. And I will shoot and bring that negative and give it for developing and wait in the developing room because I like the sound of developing. I like the mission sound of developing. I enjoyed being in a developing room. Either in Prasad or in Gemini, I used to sit in the developing room. It's a huge developing room. The sound of the developing room, people checking the negative. It was a very fascinating thing to me. It was a fascination for me. And when the negative came out, that fascination stopped. That's one point. Now coming back to the point, whatever I have shot now has to see the light. It comes to the analyzer. The first frame comes in. And here comes my Guru, Devaraj. And he will shout at me. I like the way he shouts at me. I think it's a blessing to me. What I waited, shout. Then he'll go. No light at all here. Where's the light? Where's the light? Sir, just put the correct print light, sir. It'll be all right. Correct print light, I will do, I know. You don't have to tell me. Yes, sir, sorry, sir. He will do it. No, it's okay. You see, whether on screen, how it looks, I don't know. It's a new thing. But it's correct. We'll see. Then with the same vigor, he will try something more which will be his contribution, and I will enjoy that contribution of towards that particular thing, because that's where another artist's contribution can enhance the whole thing. That's what my love for Devaraj went high. I never even used to speak because he was doing from where I left it, he took it to another level. First, he resisted, he stopped me from doing it. Why are you doing this? What is this? No, all the things he will say. But at the end, he is the most beautiful human being understanding the art. And we'll sit in the projection. I'll be scared and sitting in one corner. He'll be there. He'll order to project and we'll see. Oh, நல்லா தான் பண்ணியிருக்க. இது இப்படி பண்ணக்கூடாது ஏன்னா எனக்கு பிடிச்சிருக்கு. He says, this is not the way to do, but I like it. So there is no rules to do and don't do, to do or not. But I like it. Later again, the next schedule, it will happen where I would have gone on a different level. He will understand and do it. And whatever I am, the encouragement Devaraj and the Prasad people give is whatever I am today, it's because of them. There's no second thing about it, because that was my home. I used to spend most of the time there. I even had one film where I was supposed to do the first copy. I was refused, and they had their own people to do it. I don't want to name the company. I said, I will sit here till day. For 7 days, I sat outside. I never went out. On the last day, Gio Appleton got very upset because he never thought somebody will be so persistent in his thing of staying out as a protest for not allowing me. I never said anything. He had I was an upcoming guy. They are a big organization, and that was a new film for me, Puve Puchirova, and they were talking high fondas, which I could easily understand, but in a different way. At the end, when everything was correction was over, then Josmon, who was still a good friend, because he likes me because I always fight with him. I always fight for my rights in a different way. I stayed in Prasad lab for 7 days outside that cabin, sitting there 24/7. I never left that place. So they will all come for greeting. They will go. I'll be sitting. Hey, what can they do? They'll go. Second day I'll be sitting there only. They'll come in and they'll go. Everybody will become friendly with me, but Gijo, Jos, all those people will go, talk something and go. For 6 days it happened for the first copy. Then I was asked to go and do it. Whatever they have done is correct only, but it should be done by me, not by them. So that is wrong. A wrong is wrong, and I have to stand for that, which I told Jijo. And later, same thing happened 25 years later. Something wrong happened in Bombay. Without my knowledge, somebody printed my negative. I went and stopped the print. You have no right to print my negative. I am a DOP. I own that visual. If anybody touches it, I will go to any level to stop it. You have no right to touch my negative. Nobody asks questions here. That is the problem. Because people don't ask questions, you take advantage. People should ask questions. and you might be very big. It's a very big company, Reliance. And then unless you apologize, I will not allow the thing to go ahead. Because how can you not respect a cinematographer? I am very strong about it. And that film is again, that's a very interesting film, 13B. It's a double language film, Yavarum Nalam, 13B. It's a fear factor film. Without my knowledge, when the trailer was corrected, I got pissed off. I said, stop the film. I will not accept this film to go. You have no right to touch my negative. I was born that way. Why I am saying is, I have some dream about certain things in mind with which my life goes, and it's a very small one. I am not here to disturb anybody in life. It's a small way I will do it and go. Don't try to push me from my thing. It was very small dream. Like Navodayas Puve Puchadova turned out, I told them I should do the correction, and everything went off well. Whatever they did was correct, but I should do it. They should not do it. But still, Jijo is my friend till now because he likes the way I took it on him. He recently came and told a story, mythology, which is very big, but he is planning it, he wants to do it with me. I said, fine. But he's a man who plans a lot. While shooting Puve Puchadava itself, he used to tell me, you are constantly inconsistent, but consistent in inconsistency. How can anybody be consistent in writing, sir? There is a variation in moods. Moods will create inconsistent way of doing things. In that way, I am not saying I am not able to predict you. No, nobody can predict the other person because art is the unpredictable area. So I used to do my experiments in small scenes in that film where everything will be on a top light area, small areas, little here and there. They won't even notice because they will all they are nice, good, well-educated people. I like that here. They are all good. Fazil, Jijo, Josmon, Apachen, they're all very good, very good, very good. I'm not saying very good for sake of saying they were really good. They know the cinema craft and the value of cinema so much. And they liked the way I was lighting it up because it was a montage, they kept quiet. It was a top flight for Padmini and top flight on the piano. In between, I wanted to try this thing because the moods has to happen there. Because if you try to make it conventionally film lighting, it might not get the right mood, is what I felt. Slowly I kept that light. I am alone, I am a school institute finished boy, small, a virgin boy in LVP shooting the film, all alone, without any assistant. But when I go into the floor, I love the place. I love the floor. I love, that is the home. It makes me, the magic of cinema happens there. That's what happened in Puve Puchadava, I think. So, I don't like to talk about my films and explain why I shot this, where I kept the light, what is what, because it's over. I don't, it's only words. I'll be putting words to that and telling you or teaching you this. I'm not good at that. There are a lot of people who are good, which I agree, but I am not for that. I always keep my distance away, but I am for in SICA, ISC, and all. We have, being the president of ISC, we have classes, master classes. Being the SICA thing, we have classes. That's a different thing. But I can't teach. I cannot teach because I don't know how to teach. The moment you start using the word, the magic of cinema to me goes off. Okay.
Check.
Hello, Sriram. Thank you for your fond memories about the lab and the celluloid technology age. You spoke so fondly. But you have traveled a long way from the analog technology or film technology to the cutting edge digital technology.
Yeah.
You are the person who first, I think if my memory is right, Vanam Basapadu,
Yeah.
the first digital film, you shot it. I could feel your love for the celluloid medium. You know, we all belong to that school where we were living with film. We were feeling the film. We were smelling the film. And it is the touch and feel that really makes the connection. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you have said that correctly, and you gave such a glowing tribute to the grader Devraj and our lab, and thank you for that. And I would be asking few small questions so that the students will be benefited from your experience, your journey from celluloid to the cutting edge technology. Number one, of course, I know uh, your film style. You don't follow consciously any particular style or a signature in your visual style. You go by the film, what the script demand. This film should have this look. This film should have that look. You are deciding on that basis that I have watched. So now my question to you is, when you slowly transited from celluloid to digital, what was your feeling? What was the feeling? You felt, okay, I lost such a beautiful medium. Now getting into the new medium. And what was the challenge at that time? If you can tell us briefly, that will help.
Yeah. I was shooting a film for Shankar. It's called I. I was shooting on film, and I got a call from Kodak saying we are stopping production from day one, from particular day. And they stopped production, and all over India, film was not available. It was available as cut films, for which I can't take because no lab was ready to develop and show me the fog test. Because they were all overnight they closed. Everything in India happens overnight. There are a lot of films available, but I can't touch a film because I go by the scientific way. It has to have a fog test. And there's no lab to do a fog test. There was one lab in Bombay, they said they will do a fog test. I said, I don't believe your fog test because I don't consider your lab as a lab. So I stopped. Then I shot one song for Shankar sir on digital red. What happened at that time was I shot here only. It was the the content and the song was itself a digital thing. The way the set was put was a digital thing. Everything fell into that my digital look format. So having that film thing, oh, come on, let's play it now. Let's take it to the film experience and give the high. So I played with my lights and it looked nice. Because approach of a steel material on a digital technology is completely different from film to digital, right? I hope you understand what I'm saying. The shining digital, a shining steel which is there, the way film will react is different, digital will react is different. If you have steel like this rod, when you light up, the way it will reflect, film will capture it differently, digital will capture it differently. You understand what I'm saying? Are you sure? There's a whole lot of change in look. Okay.
That's because Sriram, I always tell the students, film is organic and digital is synthetic. Film is organic because film is made up of three things. It is made up of animal, made up of metal, and made up of plant. You may ask, why animal, metal, and plant? Animal because the film, the gelatin which is used in the film uh, uh, to hold the silver halides together in an emulsion form that is used. Silver is the metal that is being to capture the light, and the film base is made from plant, from bamboo or a soft plants. So it is organic. It has a certain, you know, organism means something living thing, you know. So you treat film with respect, whereas this thing is kind of synthetic. The in my opinion, you will have to correct me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
I'll
why.
correct you here.
Yeah.
See, I totally agree with you, 100%.
Yeah.
I respect film in one way. I respect digital the same way. That respect has to be there, or else you can't take things for granted. That respect is what is keeping me alive. And I don't say you are better, you are better. I don't say that. You have some plus, you have some minus. Okay, skin tone, you have that, you don't have that. How do I go about getting that from here? I go on probing into it. I don't live for the yesterday. Today, a development has come which should not be ignored, which should be used as an art form to reflect what I want in the most beautiful way. Because that also depends on the kind of story you take. Okay, I shot a film called Chini Income in London, which is Amitabh Bachchan and Tabu, which is a love story. Yeah. So the whole digital thing worked correctly for that film. Okay. But it had a film approach. Why I am saying is film approach in the sense, how to say, I don't know. That is, falling in love in the is different. Is one when you see a girl, you fall in love immediately. It's a very rare thing. I don't know. 2K kids like me will not accept it. Okay, right? What do you think? Okay. Now, so that is the moment Bachchan says Tabu Jeene Kam, a song will happen. That song doesn't happen today nowadays to anybody. Okay. It's a different world altogether we live. We have to understand, and this has got its own ethics, values, which has to be followed, which is not there. A discipline is not there in digital era. That is why he is very concerned subconsciously.
No, the main thing is I want to tell all of you why Sriram is here in so high level. Just now you heard his reply. So he loves film, but he wanted to move forward. That adaptability, you know. Yesterday, yesterday when I spoke to him, just to invite him, he told me like a child. He told me, so I will come. But don't ask me difficult questions. So he is keeping his curiosity alive. A man who wants to progress, he should keep the child in him alive. He is keeping the child in him alive. You will ask such an innocent question, and his curiosity level is so high. He keeps improvising. He keeps doing new things. He doesn't adapt the same technology from one film to another film. I like that. Thank you.
Okay. Filmmaking is the only thing I know. But also, digital has adapted itself beautifully in, but a very big but is there. It's not about the art of lighting they are talking about. It's only about the equipment that is mostly on the minds of the people. Equipment is a lie. I'm not interested in equipments. This one has come, that one has come, this one has come. Fuck you, I'm not interested in all this. Because everybody, one gimbal, this gimbal, that gimbal, everything is same. And what happens is everybody is mesmerized to this one area only of the digital area, which is making is to get them addicted to all these equipments. Equipments don't do anything. Equipments are only equipments. The man behind it, the person behind it creates something else. That superiority of the mind has to be there always. Because if you start giving equipment the way it is, the way I got a bolt, I got this, I got that, fuck you here. I'll say that because too much of technology is bullshit. Today I know this has come, tomorrow another thing come. I'm not bothered about it. It's only another camera, so that's all. What is it? It's an 8K resolution. Okay, what can it do? Okay, same. Okay. It's all the basics. Consider them as basics of art. Don't give undue importance to that and miss the point of creating a beautiful visual, a dream. A dream has to happen. That dream has to be captured. Again, what is happening is technology is empowering us too much all over the world. And now you can't stop it. Now it's more challenge to me than ever before. At least there was no reference. Now everybody has got a reference. I said, I don't want a reference. Mine is a reference. When I say mine is a reference, when I do it, already 1,000 people have done it. Minds are so many like-minded people are there. So try to challenge yourself and go into the area by being yourself and not trying to take something out of something and trying to manipulate. On the longer run, it leaves you high and dry.
Very beautifully said. One more question to you. As you rightly said, the technology, you are bombarded with technology. The tools are important, but sometimes too many tools can spoil your work. Okay, the great Renaissance painters like Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, all these people use the same brush, but they produce totally different images. They had the same set of brushes. There's not many things those days. But that magic, as he said, in the canvas is created by them, by the stroke of the brush. Always the people say, the master stroke. The way you handle or finish your picture, that is the art. That is what it really matters. Yesterday I was reading a newspaper, day before yesterday. There is some article about how this artificial intelligence is entering film industry. You all might have already heard about Chat GPT, where the students can write an essay using Chat GPT, answer the questions using that. It looks dangerous, but maybe it is for good, because all the new things first look dangerous, but later okay. Now, my specific question is, there is a new tool, AI tool called Mid Journey. I was shocked to read about it. The Mid Journey, you have your laptop or system, you upload that Mid Journey, download the Mid Journey app, it's a paid app, and you type, for example, if you are a cameraman, type, I want a scene where a lonely man sits in the church with a beam of light coming through the stained glass and in a gloomy atmosphere. Then it will send you an image. I want an image of an Indian villager, tough looking, with a cut in the forehead and a very, very rough face. Then it will give you an image. So that means maybe in future you can make film using those AI created images. It is possible. It might happen in next 5 years or 10 years, but it has started. My question to you is again, Sriram, I know you will embrace new technologies, but you will use it to your advantage. It is the man behind the tools and technology who decides the final outcome.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Already I am on AI, on it, but no technology is superior than the human mind. You don't underestimate your mind. Because you're underestimating your mind, everything is boggling. I have a superiority complex. I can't help. AI, whatever it is, they are programmed to give certain. Their program is good for a few things. Over. After that, what? We have to contribute. Human beings have to contribute. That contribution is taken by AI and developed further. It has got the capacity to develop further 10 times more. So our brain have not been used, 90% we have not used our brains. That is what science says. The brain's capacity is so much. We have to start using it. Now, Chat GPT, you can create, say, mix Ramayana and Mahabharata and tell me a story. It will tell a story. But I have not done that. I'm just saying. But I don't know how it will be. If anybody has done it, then you tell me. Chat GPT, it's only in the initial stage. I tried something. I was bored because why should I ask somebody about something and get an answer which I don't need an answer? I am trying to find an answer which is not necessary for me. That itself is wrong. If I need a story, I should write a story. I don't have to tell the chat GPT that I want the story, you write it for me. Na? That's an insult to my self-respect. I will not agree to that. I will not lay down my self-respect. Mind is superior in all the ways. Never a technology can't, a robo can't come and teach us. I'll smash the robo because robos have been threatening us for a long time. And I am a counter robo.
Good. Yeah. What else? He has warned me not to ask complicated questions. And he talks so complicated. Now, one simple question to you. A cinematographer's job is to translate the words into visuals, the basic thing. In that process, turning the words into visual, many people say the cinematographer has to look through the eyes of the director to create the images that translates the words into visual. So, question to you, Sriram. Do you believe that one has to look through the eyes of the director to translate the visuals?
I am not blind to look at through the other people's eyes, okay? When I see the story, I look at through my eye where it gels with the director's eye.
Good.
I have a thought process which is from the script. It is his script. He has written it. He is the owner of the script. And I am saying it in particular way. When we gel, the film happens. When we don't gel, the film doesn't happen. Thankfully, I have been gelling with people, directors. If I don't gel also, I'll sit with them and try and work hard to gel. So I'll put, because certain, it's a very thing, there's a, certain people minds will be blocked. I know it can be opened and I don't want to go into names. Opened up and expanded to new horizons, but still they will be locked to old this one. So if I identify like that, I will not, I see to it, somehow I make my thought process much more clearer and clearer and clearer and make him understand in his own way and expresses in his own way and say, sir, you said it, it's right, sir. It comes out of you, it's right. Because it has to come from him. He is the master. But I'll be giving so much of examples. I've even gone to vegetable markets along with him to buy because I have to be in constant communication with him. I'm talking about K. Vishwanath Garu, the legend. So I'll even go to market with him. Why are you not taking that shot? "Oh, sir, I'll tell you one thing. The people who have done them something is not correct, sir. Oh, what is not correct, sir? They are making you look stupid with makeup and lipstick and all. You look like a comedian, sir, if I shoot. Oh, you are correct. Yes, yes, yes. Sir, they are making you think like larger than life. He is such a sensible, nice human being. Such a beauty of a person. But cinema, sometimes what happens is he's been led, every day he comes with one makeup. I will not take his shot at all. I'll avoid it very diplomatically. And they'll put paintings of him in the room, which I don't like it, which is very artificially painted. I'm a newcomer to the set. I'm a small boy, and S.P. Balasubramanian is the producer. At my age, I have to fight everything. And that fight is of a different kind. But I have to achieve, my thing is not to hurt anybody, but to achieve my end thing. At the end, the photograph will not be there, nothing will be there. What I want will be there. With the blessings of them. They will bless me with their thing. Vishwanath Garu or this one. Now it is correct, Sriram. He will shout at everybody. So they will be, I can't do that because I'm a new guy. But I always fought my war in a different way. You have every way there's a war. The war is constantly there. Whether it might nothing. It might be 50-year-old or now it might be something else. It's a digital complication might come in. Okay, a digital dropout might come in between two ideas. How to fix the digital dropout? Do you understand what I'm saying? Two ideas. One guy has got one idea, another idea, same idea. There's a digital dropout. How will you make him sing? Can anybody say that? Can you talk about it?
Nice to be here with Sriram. After a long time, we are meeting. Okay. Now, I just wanted to talk about this digital dropout, but I don't want to interfere into your talk. It is about a conflicts or confluence of two ideas. Usually, when it comes to a picture versus an idea, the confluence has to work towards only one point, and that point is the emotional output, or what originally has been written, what originally is required for that scene. That has to work. That's what Sriram was saying a little while before, that he makes other people agree. So there is a confluence happening, without which the combination or the visual and the coordination of everything won't work. So the digital dropout means to me is this arrangement or a compromise between two ideas to arrive at an output, which is not for both the people, but both entirely for an audience. So the output has to communicate with the audience, which is the ultimate factor of a script. So if we can make this confluence or compromise work to the benefit of millions of audiences, where they can get the emotion right through what is written words, as Sir has said, and through the visuals that he makes, it communicates 100%, and then the whole thing works. Then there is no dropout.
That is why.
Sir John. No, I couldn't see him in this light. He's a brilliant writer, man. Whatever he says, I used to be awe. I used to think how these guys have so much of brains. Why didn't I have that brain?
So it clearly shows the film is a
No,
collaborative enterprise.
collaborative. Always there should be people whom you should look up and say, not yes masters. Ah, wow. How all they can think. That is most important for me in this travel in life.
I have one more question to you. To know what make you to stay at the top for so long. I have seen in my career many brilliant cinematographers. They come to a certain level, then they become director, they wanted to direct a film, and they miserably fail. Even our great cinematographer, I have great regard for him, the late Ashok Mehta ji. He made a film, he produced, he spent his money, produced a film, but that bombed in the box office. And in most of these films, that the cinematographers becoming director, and their films are not connecting with people. This question has been there. Of course, Mr. Balu Mahendra is an exception, I would say. Exceptions are there, but some of them miserably failed. That's because I was made to understand they are obsessed with visuals. They think that if we make the frame beautiful and appealing, it will work. But cinema is not all about pretty pictures. Am I right? It is something else. So now, the question to you, Sriram, what is the secret of your staying so long? And even after directing few films, even top directors still want you. Because I have seen once cinematographer become a director, the top directors don't prefer because, oh, this man is a genius already, he knows. They won't be comfortable working with him. But with Sriram, it's a different. I just want to know.
No, sir. Only thing is, I always ask for a chance.
Yeah. Sorry?
I always go to people, say, give me a film. There's nothing, no harm in that.
You are a good joker.
No. I'm very serious about it. Because there might be, whatever I am saying is from the heart. There might be a taboo which is there. How can I work with them and all? I'll try to break the taboo because I'm doing a web series with Vetrimaran. Okay.
You are not telling the secret, but now I will tell you the secret for the benefit of the audience and the students. It's because you are a human being first. See, this always I have been telling, it is not enough if you are a brilliant technician, you know the craft, you know how to use the tools, and you know how to use the system. Fantastic, everything is right. But if you don't have the people skill, if you don't have the relationship with people, then you can't stay long. I would tell you one small incident. It happened about some 20 years back. You know Prawn, the famous villain? Prawn, this in Hindi cinema, he was number one villain. So then came another actor called Shatrughan Sinha. He's called Shotgun. Shatrughan Sinha climbed very fast. He became very popular villain within a short period. And he became a very arrogant man. In one of the press releases, he said, what Pranji has achieved in 30 years, I achieved in 3 years. Then later, the same reporter asked Pranji, this is what Shatrughan Sinha said about himself. What is your comment? He said, okay, that's fine, I'm happy for him. But let's see how long he stays. And he did not say long. He quit the film industry. Okay. So it is the human qualities, your ability to interact with people and the relationship that matters, that is the secret. Am I right?
I don't know.
You won't say, but
No.
everybody knows.
I have to work every day. That's my thing. My father has told me that if you don't, because my father comes from a different background. He doesn't know anything about. It's already an extra thing. He made me study in the film institute because of my mother pressure and all. Okay. Mothers always dominate the. So I had that opportunity. Finished institute. And even he doesn't understand that a person cannot be busy throughout the year because film industry is not like that. If I go for a shoot, it will be 10 days, then there won't be any work. He will say, why is not doing any work? Why is he keeping idle? Why? No, you should not keep. This is constant thing in my mind. And it helped me a lot. He's a biggest plus point in me is I took it up very, and yeah, he was correct. And I started an advertising agency with minimum money, which became a big industry. And I shot daily. I never knew it would happen that way. I never predict. I follow the wind. Okay. We did a small ad film, and then it became popular. Then we started doing continuous ad films. Then he was, it all came, I should keep my father, he should be saying, he working every day. Labor concept only.
I can believe that. In the sense, you are a very family bound and a very abiding son. I remember I visited your house, you might have forgotten. Maybe it is some 35 years back. That house, I don't know where you are living now, that particular house had nice garden, especially a lot of cacti. And then at one corner there was a huge cactus, a pincushion cactus, something like that. Very big one.
And father was a horticulturist.
Grandfather.
They are all horticulturists.
So he told me this, that you are taking care of that because this is my grandfather's love, this cactus. So then I know he's a man who is very emotional about things. Right? Am I right? You remember this?
Yeah.
Now you recollect?
Yeah, because I have seen my father talking to the plants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's something. I like it. I always hug a tree.
Is it? Oh,
I
okay.
think there is a life in a tree.
Very good. I think we are in the same. I also love plants and love trees.
I was brought up in that atmosphere. So they will take photographs of all those things, but it will be they will be discussing only about hibiscus, whatever it is. From that, I will take the camera and take something and give it to them.
You have the record of all this.
Most of the thing I have.
So one last question to you, Sriram. What is your advice for these young aspiring filmmakers?
See, nobody wants advice here. It's a wrong thing to advise anybody in today's world. What jump? Oh, I don't like advice. They don't like advice. Advice is something which is just for sake of saying something, a few words are said. That is boring. Do what ignites the fire inside you if you have one. Else fuck off.
That is well said. Yes, the fire in you. Everybody has to kindle the fire in you. Everybody has the fire in their belly. You know? That's all. Good, fantastic.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much for a wonderful session. Thank you.
Not about how I shot this shot. This shot, I keep the light here, this here. That can never happen. I don't even remember those things. Okay. Thank God. I'm very happy to be in Prasad because this is my second home. I have one more. Always, I have somebody, I have other work to do here also. I have to come and check my old negative which has remastered. That job is also there. I'll mix it with that. This is something which I always like Prasad because their passion for cinema is what India needs because we need people like Prasad so that we have all the things in our hands. So whatever I want, if I want something, I can ask Devaraj. They will give that knowledge to us. That knowledge is abundance. Knowledge is freedom. That is what makes the country more vibrant. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request you to please step down so that we could play a video and see some of your
Meet my great friend. Apna Velubai. Neela Astikarimbudu. Meet my great friend. महिम धारावी एरिया का बड़ा आदमी वेलू नायकर अपना वेलू भाई नीला अस्थि करेंबोது ரெட்டி குடும்பத்துல ஒரு ஆம்பளை உயிரோட இருக்க கூடாது டாக்டர் பேர் என்னன்னு என் பேரு ராகவன் பழைய ராகவன் தெரியும் ஜம்பே
யாரோ யாரோடி உன்னோட புருஷன்
ஒருவேளை காதலோ
யாரோ யாரோடி ஓ திமிருக்கு அரசன்
ನಾನ ನಾವ್ದೊಂದು ನೇನು ಕಟ್ಟಲೆ ನಾನ ಬಸ್
Now moving on to the show, another incredible journey of Mr. Rajkumar M., the esteemed registrar of LV Prasad College of Media Studies. Rajkumar sir holds a master's in engineering in applied electronics from Anna University and a diploma in electrical engineering. Mr. Rajkumar's educational background is nothing short of impressive. He began a professional career as a lecturer in electrical engineering and has since accumulated over 2 decades of expertise in education, training, and administration. His dedication to his craft has been great through various roles he has undertaken, including serving as ISO coordinator and NBA coordinator. For more than 15 years, he has been deeply involved in affiliation-related work with prestigious bodies like AICTE, DOTE, and Anna University. Mr. Rajkumar's passion for knowledge and research is evident in his contributions to academia. He has published his findings in reputable research journals and presented them at esteemed professional conferences, showcasing his commitment to advancing the field. Not content with resting on his laurels, Mr. Rajkumar is currently pursuing his PhD in cutting-edge area of wireless sensor networks. His journey is an inspiration to all of us, reminding us of the power of perseverance and his dedication. As we acknowledge his accomplishments, let us also be motivated to follow in his footsteps and embrace the pursuit of knowledge and excellence. Now, on this occasion, I welcome Mr. Rajkumar, sir, to share his wisdom and set the tone for a remarkable event.
Thank you, Mimansa. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of LV Prasad College of Media Studies and the entire fraternity of the college, first of all, extend my most sincere thanks to P.C.Sreeram sir, the chief guest who has spared his time in his busy schedule to grace this occasion. I thank all the distinguished guests for coming here to bless our aspiring filmmakers. I would also take this time to thank the Board of Trustees, Mr. Sri Ramesh Prasad sir, Mr. Sai Prasad sir, Ms. Kavita Prasad, and Mr. M.K. Prasad sir for being gracious enough to conduct the inductions day in a very grand manner. A special thanks to my beloved Shivaraman sir, who is our advisor and with whom the event would not be a grand success. I would like to mention one thing is, when I joined this LV Prasad Film and TV Academy, I learned all the aspects of filmmaking through sir only. I have spent most of the time with him. He was very gracious enough to guide me in the process of filmmaking. That's where I am here. A special thanks to you, sir. Further, a big thank to my team of LVPCMS and my beloved students, and a special thank to Ms. Mimansa for the effort towards anchoring of the event today. I mentioned my deepest sense of appreciation and would place on record my hearty thanks to all student volunteers because of whom made this event possible. I also extend my thanks to our CEO and the director, Dr. Kavita Ganesh, who is instrumental and guiding force for us. And I also thank Mr. Shiraj Ahmed, the Director of Student Affairs, and the various heads of the department, Ms. Lata Murugan, Mr. Madhiyajagan, Mr. Painivel, and Mr. Venkatesh, and all the faculty members at the college, helping the students to complete the program in extremely challenging times. I would also like to thank the General Manager, Mr. Ravichander, and their teams for organizing this event, as the wheel starts rolling and it requires lots of planning. Here, we are all fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very dedicated and motivated team of our college who know their task and have participated in the various involvement. A special thanks to all parents to permit their children to pursue their dreams, and friends of our students to have continuously motivated them. Thank to our technical arrangement team, light arrangement team, and all sound team, and finally the catering staff members, and a special thanks to my loving students. We thank you for being with us this time, and it's a great pleasure for us. Thank you, all the best.
Thank you, sir. I now request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे